Welcome back to the KMT Traders channel. We're going to review all of the trades that we have made this week and just review the analysis that we have presented on the channel. We will just go through them individually. So just beginning with pound USD, we were predicting a reversal change at this zone area, and as you can see, we found a rejection from our weekly key level, and that was at 1.1956. So with that rejection in mind, positions could have been entered in this area just because we knew of the rejection of that weekly level with the pin wick touch. So with the momentum carrying to the downside and then the switch in market structure, take profit levels would have been towards the monthly key level or the peak of the 4-hourly peak here, and that's at 1.2294. So ultimately we could have pushed this all the way to 300 pips with that. So that reversal area that we made here was somewhere to watch. So you could have participated in a 300 pip move last week. Moving on to Euro USD, what we have here. So fortunately we didn't manage to get into any trades with Euro USD, and that's because we was paying attention to this area and this area here. We anticipated a push to the upside and then potentially closing lower and acting at this market structure level here as a potential resistance, but obviously this candle closed higher, which resulted to our second scenario was to see if this had rejected. So what we're looking at here is to see if this zone here will act as support, but this will be covered in a video for this week in due time. Sorry, in the next two videos. So we'll look at that in a deeper level, but in terms of the last week performance, we didn't participate into this pair. Moving on to USD JPY. So we anticipated our entry positions on the red zone here, and that's at 106.570 and up towards 716. So this zone area was our key interest as price managed to get to this level. We was waiting for the push to the upside and the retest, which we just got on the end of last week, so just on Friday. So hopefully we'll look into reanalyzing this for next week, and hopefully we may be looking for early entries as of now just for the push to the upside. So potentially this could work out for this week, but unfortunately last week we didn't get into that at all. Moving on to gold, let's push that out. What we have here, so in this red area zone that we labeled here, this would have been our high priority point. So this would have been a key reversal point. Didn't really particularly look to see if price could get to that level, but because we had a double top momentum, I was anticipating that this would continue downwards, and hence why we was looking at this area here. But nonetheless, we found a reversal point here, and this arrow that I'd drawn here, which pushed to the upside, which was looking to continue this upwards trend. What I was looking for here and why I didn't buy it right at the top is because I'm looking for a big strong closure above the wick in this red zone, like a really strong one, and then the retest before the push up. Now the 4-hour closure did technically close above, but in terms of retesting this zone, it failed, and as you can see, you could have had an entry order here, but price never continued to go higher. It obviously came back down to retest this level and then head south. So this is why we had an entry position for shorts there, and ultimately target is towards this zone here. So a lot of pips to be made there. just under 500 with gold. Look, but the key reversal points are here, and that is drawn in red. So good opportunity there. And moving on to Bitcoin, what we had. So yeah, we found that this zone area here acted as a reversal level, and we looked at if this price was to close above, which it did, and then act as a retest, which it did, and that strong confirmation to the upside, which confirmed the momentum to the up, and the take profit level would have been towards that key level here, which is drawn in purple, which didn't break market structure, but that would have been at 10920. So potential opportunity there. Roughly 500 pips just under that. So that's a good opportunity there. And finally with Ripple, what we have here. So we had two positions of price reversal areas, and that was this area here 0.25894 and here, which is 0.25152. This zone area here proved to be the position which acted as resistance, support, and we've pushed to the upside through that. So that would have been a very good opportunity to get a entry in this point. In terms of where we were off here, if this was to act, if I was to buy from this level, what I would want to see is a push to the downside, which it did, and then push to the upside, breaking above the red zone, which it failed to do twice. And then the push continued all the way to the blue zone, which it acted as support due to this huge psychology wick here. Just a quick tip: if you see a big wick like this, the tail to the downside and a small head at the top, what that means is market has basically pushed price from this opening of this candle all the way down, and buyers have just came into play with huge pressure to the upside. So therefore there is a lot of bullish momentum in play right now, and it closed all the way back to original opening price, and that created this candle formation. So if you understand the psychology behind why candles are made, it kind of makes your edge on the market a bit more clearer, and a bit more ahead of what we're doing here. So you would, if you anticipated and understood this candle in particular here, you would have known that we are potentially now looking for buyers because of this 4-hour play. Is a lot of times, a lot of period for transactions to be made, right? So it would make sense that on a larger scale this could potentially shift. So back to the profit potential, we could have been, if you was to ride it to the top, you're looking for roughly around 500 to 600 pips on that one. So big moves in this market and overall in this week. Obviously opportunities only become available if you become available, and what we'll do in the videos that we produce next, we'll go into each pair and specifically do a video for each one. So thank you very much for listening, and make sure to go ahead and subscribe, and if you'd like to go ahead and follow my socials, check out the link in the description. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next week.